Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you through all the roundup of the day. But before that, a quick check on the top headlines. Political drama intensifies in Karnataka. Two independent MLAs withdraw support to the HD Kumaraswamy-led coalition government. Congress MLAs hold emergency meeting in Bengaluru. JDS, Congress combine and BJP trade charges of trying to poach MLAs. Supreme Court refuses permission for BJP rathyatras in West Bengal but says party can hold public rallies and meetings. Tells BJP's state unit to submit a revised schedule of proposed rathyatra for approval from the state government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches various developmental projects during his visit to two states, dedicates the Kollam bypass to public in Kerala, inaugurates works related to education, connectivity, culture and tourism in coastal and western areas of Odisha. Centre to implement 10% general category reservation for economically weaker sections from 2019-20 session. HRD Ministry announces 25% hike in seats in higher educational institutions and universities. And Team India levels 3-match ODI series against Australia 1-1. Defeat host by 6 wickets in Adelaide. Captain Virat Kohli scores brilliant 100. Dhoni unbeaten with half-century. Our top focus tonight, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on a day-long visit to Odisha and Kerala on Tuesday. In Odisha, he inaugurated a slew of developmental projects worth over 1,500 crore rupees in education, connectivity, tourism and culture. He said that the projects will bring about development of the state.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched key developmental projects worth over 1,550 crore rupees in Odisha on Tuesday. Inaugurating the projects, Prime Minister Modi said that they would play a key role in accelerating the state's development. Prime Minister dedicated to the nation a multimodal logistics park at Jharsuguda, built at a cost of 100 crore rupees. He also laid foundation stone for a permanent building for Kendriya Vidyalaya in Sonepur. Prime Minister Modi also inaugurated Passport Seva Kendras at Jagat Singhpur, Kendrapada, Puri, Phulbani, Baragad and Balangir. Prime Minister Modi dedicated to the nation electrification of Jharsuguda, Vizianagaram and Sambarpur Angul lines spanning 813 kilometers. He also flagged off a new train on the Balangir-Bichupalli route which would connect coastal Odisha with the western region of the state. He also inaugurated the doubling of Barpali-Dungripalli and Balangir-Devgaon railway lines.
ओडिशा के विकास के लिए केंद्र सरकार का अभियान निरंतर जारी है। यहां 1,550 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की परियोजनाओं का उद्घाटन, लोकार्पण या शिलान्यास किया गया है। ये परियोजनाएं शिक्षा से जुड़ी हैं, कनेक्टिविटी से जुड़ी है, संस्कृति और पर्यटन से जुड़ी हुई है.
Targeting the opposition at a public rally in Balangir, Modi said that conspiracies are being hashed from various quarters and now some of the conspirators are coming together. He said that he will rest only after ensuring punishment to those who looted public money.
जिनकी तिजोरी में गरीबों से लूटा हुआ धन जाना बंद हुआ है, वो मुझसे बदला लेने की फिराक में है। कोशिश करेंगे, लेकिन आपके आशीर्वाद से वे सारे विफल होने वाले हैं, ये मेरा विश्वास है। साथियों, आज देश में यही तो हो रहा है और इसलिए तो मोदी के खिलाफ झूठे आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं, साजिशें की जा रही है। इतना ही नहीं, मोदी को रास्ते से हटाने के लिए अब ये लोग इकट्ठे होने लगे हैं।
Prime Minister Modi asserted that the BJP-led NDA government has been working with determination for the development of the country. He said that the centre is focusing on 5 streams: education, earning for the youth, medicine for the elderly, irrigation for farmers, and listening to the masses to ensure overall and balanced progress. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the much-awaited Kollam bypass on National Highway 66 in Kerala on Tuesday. The 13-kilometre-long two-lane bypass has been built with a cost of 352 crore rupees. The bypass will cut the travel time between Alappuzha and Thiruvananthapuram districts of Kerala and will decongest the traffic situation. Dedicating the bypass to the nation, Prime Minister said that only 56% of the rural habitat was connected with roads in the country when he came to power in 2014. Addressing a public rally, Prime Minister Narendra Modi slammed the opposition for trying to stall the historic Triple Talaq bill in the parliament.
The NDA government has been working towards abolishing triple talaq. Who is opposing us on this? The communists and the Congress. Triple talaq is big injustice to women. Several Islamic nations have banned it. Why should India have such a practice? But driven by vote bank politics, the Congress and communists support it.
And now some news from Karnataka. In a blow to the CongressJDS coalition, 2 MLAs on Tuesday withdrew support from the ruling JDS Congress coalition in the state. In separate identical letters, independent MLA H. Nageshwar and KPJP's R. Shankar said they were withdrawing support with immediate effect. Their decision was announced shortly after the Congress and the JDS accused BJP of trying to topple the Kumaraswamy government.
संक्रांति के दिन में बदलावन चाहिए सरकार में, ये अच्छा तरफ से सरकार होना चाहिए, इसलिए मैं क्या सपोर्ट किया, वो सपोर्ट को मैं विड्रा कर रहे आज.
Better governance to the public. The very people of Karnataka, they are waiting eagerly to see that there's some change is required now.
Reacting to the developments, Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy claimed that his government is stable. Over the last 2 days, there have been tit-for-tat allegations of attempted poaching from the Congress and the BJP camps. The Congress has said several of its lawmakers have gone missing, while BJP has shifted its 104 lawmakers to Delhi. Their resignation, however, will not hurt the government, which has 118 MLAs on its side in the 225-member assembly. The halfway mark stands at 113. Meanwhile, following the development, Congress MLAs held emergency meeting in Bengaluru.
Don't worry, what are all the episodes in our Kannada channels going on from last 1 week? I am enjoying it.
What about the legislators in Mumbai?
They are in touch with me, why do you worry?
And some more news, the HRD ministry announced that it will implement 10% reservation for economically weaker section of the general category from 2019 academic session. HRD ministry will also increase around 25% seats in higher educational institutions and universities across the country. HRD Minister Prakash Javadekar informed that the decision was taken at a meeting of officials from the ministry, UGC and the AICTE. The reservation will be implemented from 2019 to 2020 academic session itself. Nearly 25% seats will be added to ensure that the reservation does not disturb the existing quota for SC, ST and other categories. However, the modalities are being worked out and soon the exact number of seats will be announced. The operation manuals about how to implement the quota will be issued soon. The colleges and universities will also be asked to mention the quota in their prospectus as well as make infrastructural arrangements accordingly.
Government has decided to implement 10% EBC quota right from this academic year 2019-2020. All the universities, 900 universities and 40,000 colleges will be given full operational manual and OM operational mandate in 1 week time, and this will be, the reservation will be available in both public and private institutes.
And first of its kind, two-day Global Aviation Summit with the theme Flying for All was inaugurated in Mumbai on Tuesday. The government unveiled a Vision 2040 for the aviation industry, pitching India as the aviation hub of the world. The government is also creating a roadmap for manufacturing aircraft in India.
The Global Aviation Summit was inaugurated in Mumbai on Tuesday. The government also released the Vision 2040 to chart clear strategy for India's growth in the aviation sector. India would be adding 1,000 aircraft over the next 7 to 8 years and 1 billion trips in the next 15 years. The domestic aviation in India has been growing at 20% every year since 2015, and this growth has been the highest in the world.
So it's a good idea that we like to join hands with the top players and over a period of time make aircraft. When I'm saying make aircraft, the making of any product in the world has undergone a sea change. Nobody makes end-to-end product in one place. It's becoming part of a global value chain, global supply chain.
The government will also introduce a national logistics policy shortly, which will enable the creation of several logistic hubs across India. At India's first ever Global Aviation Summit, ministries and dignitaries gathered to explore growth opportunities in passenger and cargo traffic. 800 global delegates, including 14 aviation ministers and representatives of 35 DGCAs and over 100 CEOs, are attending this mega event.
The Global Aviation Summit in Mumbai assumes paramount significance because India's aviation industry is on a high growth trajectory, ushering in the era of rapid expansion. The government now plans to unveil a mission amalgamating all the policies and programs in the aviation sector so that India could be developed as a hub for catering to the needs of global aviation industry. Reporting from Mumbai, with camera-person Junaid Iqbal Khan, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Union Minister for Science and Technology Dr. Harshvardhan unveiled two science channels in Delhi, DD Science and India Science. While DD Science is a daily slot on science and technology on Doordarshan's national channel, India Science is a 24-hour internet-based TV channel. The two science channels are the outcome of special efforts made by the Department of Science and Technology along with Doordarshan Prasar Bharati.
Department of Science and Technology along with Doordarshan on Tuesday launched two science communication initiatives, DD Science and India Science. Speaking at the launch of the free-to-air channels, Science and Technology Minister Harshvardhan said developing a scientific temperament was a critical necessity. He said the aim is to launch a 24/7 channel dedicated to science. He stressed that there was no dearth of ideas, talent and potential in the country.
इसको बहुत प्लान करके और इसके क्वालिटी और कंटेंट में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना हो, इस नाते थोड़ा समय ज़रूर लिया है और अब इसको शुरू करने के बाद उस सपने को साकार करने के लिए हम लोग काम शुरू करेंगे कि देश में 24 घंटे का एक डेडिकेटेड साइंस चैनल हो.
An agreement between Vigyan Prasar, an autonomous organization under Department of Science and Technology, and Doordarshan was signed on the occasion.
We are starting with a 1 hour slot, but I think the intention is very clear, as the Honorable Minister shared, that we want to make it a 24/7 channel and make it, not just another channel, but the channel for science content.
While DD Science is a 1 hour slot on Doordarshan National Channel, India Science is an internet-based channel.
आज की ये ज़रूरत है कि हम अच्छे साइंस के प्रोग्राम्स को अपने यूथ तक, अपने बच्चों तक लेकर के जाएं। तो मुझे खुशी है कि आज हमने विज्ञान प्रसार के साथ ये एक शुरुआत की है।
These channels are the first step in creating a national science channel for India. India's national broadcaster Doordarshan reaches out to more than 92% of India's population.
A historic step by the Doordarshan to launch 2 science channels in India for science communication. But the move is not only to bring 1 hour channel in this Doordarshan, but also to bring out a full-fledged channel in the future. With camera person Prashanta, Aruna Thakur from Rajya Sabha TV.
Some more news. The proposed rathyatras of the BJP in West Bengal have been put on hold by the Supreme Court. The apex court, however, allowed the West Bengal government unit of the BJP to continue its public rallies and meetings under its Ganatantra Bachao Yatra. The apex court told the BJP to seek fresh approval from authorities and asked the Trinamool Congress government in the state to decide on the BJP's application, keeping in mind the fundamental right of speech and expression. Court said that it is for the state government to maintain law and order in the state. The apex court was hearing a petition of the BJP challenging an order of the division bench of the Calcutta High Court, which had set aside a ruling of a single judge bench allowing the procession. The BJP rally planned to cover 42 parliamentary constituencies in Bengal ahead of 2019 Lok Sabha polls.
देखिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने राज्य शासन को निर्देश दिए कि हमें सभा करने से नहीं रोक सकते, क्योंकि हमें सभा करने की परमिशन भी नहीं मिल रही थी वहाँ पर। तो ये हमारी बहुत बड़ी वजह है। और जहाँ तक यात्रा का सवाल है, तो उन्होंने फिर से कहा है कि आप एक रिवाइज प्लान बनाकर राज्य सरकार को बताइए, जहाँ अनुकूलता होगी वहाँ वो परमिशन देना चाहिए उनको। हम अपेक्षा करेंगे कि राज्य शासन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के निर्देश के अनुसार हमें फिर से परमिशन देगी, और नहीं देगी तो हमारी हर जिले के अंदर सभा तो होगी।
And shifting our focus on the international front, on Tuesday evening, UK MPs are preparing to vote on a deal reached by Prime Minister Theresa May with the European Union on the terms of Britain's exit from the bloc, which is Brexit. The UK Parliament is currently debating whether to back Theresa May's deal for leaving the European Union. The widely anticipated vote has been dubbed meaningful because it reflects a concession made by May under intense pressure to allow Parliament to ratify her plan. It is the first time that MPs have the chance to vote on the agreement after 2 years of difficult negotiations as the clock ticks towards the Brexit deadline of March 29. The vote has been scheduled for December but May postponed, expecting the deal to be rejected. The Prime Minister addressed her cabinet on Tuesday morning after she attempted on Monday evening to win Tory MPs' support for her deal, which includes both the withdrawal agreement on the terms on which the UK leaves the EU and a political declaration for the future relationship. And for more on this, we'll go across to Mr. Gujeet Singh, former ambassador. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to Rajya Sabha Television. A decision time for Britain on Brexit. What is the Britain MPs voting for, and which way is the vote expected to pan out for Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal?
Thank you. I think the British MPs are today going to vote on the withdrawal plan and the political declaration. But before that, there are likely to be 13 to 15 amendments, which various MPs have moved. So there will be a vote on each of these. And which way is likely to go? Well, the expectations all around are that Mrs. May will not be able to carry the vote and will lose. So what we have is basically the prospect of losing, and everybody is now wondering how heavy the defeat would be or how light.
What is in store if, for UK if Theresa May loses, as you just mentioned?
Well, a loss in Parliament today has different consequences for different people. For Mrs. May, if she loses only by some amendments or by a small margin, then she still has a 3-day window to go back to the European Union and say, I need some adjustments. If she loses massively, say over 100 vote difference, then I think it requires a reordering of the agreement. In which case, she'll have to go back to the European Union and say, this is not working, will you give me more time? In that, what happens now is that the European Commission seems to feel that this is it, and you either accept it or you don't. But there are member countries like Germany, for instance, who may be more amenable to not push for a no deal and allow some adjustments. At the same time, domestically, I think the Labour Party seems to be less interested in Brexit and more interested in the exit of Mrs. May. So they are going to seek that if Mrs. May loses heavily, that she should actually resign, which she says she won't. And then they may move a no confidence motion. Now that depends on the Tory MPs who are not with her on this vote. Will they vote with the Labour to oust her? That seems unlikely. So I think there are different scenarios, but believe you me, this is one immense confusion.
And what are the chances of Britain seeking a second referendum to remain in the European Union?
You know, in Britain today, they say that with this concession to Parliament, that they can have a determined say on what Mrs. May can or cannot do. Now, Parliament says we are in control, which is all very well. But what does Parliament in Britain today want to do on Brexit by taking control? For one, they seem to be at odds with the people of Britain who had voted by majority for Brexit, but Parliament in majority today feels that they should not have a Brexit. So there is the slight dichotomy over there. But the final thing that they could come across as a consensus could be a second referendum. But I don't think Mrs. May is going to agree with that, and nor are the pro-Brexit Conservative Party MPs. So I don't think that is really going to happen. I think Britain will continue to transfer its problems to the lap of the European Union and seek further adjustment and seek further time.
In the face of people stockpiling of medicines and food in case there is no deal, was there any way for UK to have avoided this entire mess?
Well, of course, I think better political understanding and sagacity from the very beginning would have avoided this whole concept of Brexit. After all, there were several European countries who have been through referenda without making them binding. But in the case of the UK, the kind of referendum they had, it sort of bound them down in an unexpected manner. And today, they really don't know where is the light at the end of the tunnel. In a way, it is odd that Britain today is trying to stockpile food and medicine, when actually, since Brexit decision in the referendum, their economy has actually been doing quite well. Their employment rates are down, their growth rate is second in Europe after Germany, their inflation is under control. And suddenly, this prospect of a no-deal Brexit is certainly causing them a huge economic discomfort. To this, you must add the uncertainty of business, who feel that this is not happening correctly. And therefore, when do they get out? How do they get out? How do they adjust to Europe? All this is becoming very confused.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for joining us and giving us a wider perspective on that development on Brexit, where the UK MPs are presently preparing to vote on the deal reached by Prime Minister Theresa May. Moving on to some sports news, India beat Australia by 6 wickets in the second ODI at Adelaide on Tuesday to level the 3-match series 1-1. Virat Kohli and Mahendra Singh Dhoni shared an 82-run stand for the 4th wicket to keep India on the winning course despite chasing a tough 299-run target. Man of the match, Virat Kohli, was dismissed in 44th over after making 104 of 112 balls with 5 fours and 2 sixes. This was Kohli's 39th ODI century and 6th ton against Australia, while Dhoni contributed an unbeaten 55. Dinesh Karthik also played brilliantly and was unbeaten on 25 as India reached the target with 4 balls to spare. Earlier, electing to bat first, Australia scored 298 for 9. The decider of the series will be played in Melbourne on Friday. The largest human congregation on earth, the Kumbh, began at the break of dawn on Tuesday with a holy dip at the Sangam of the Akharas. By the end of the day, over 1.4 crore people had taken a dip in the holy waters of the Sangam at Prayagraj. The city is immersed in devotion and colour as it welcomes nearly 130 million people during the course of the festival. Kumbh has been accorded the status of intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO.
Kumbh Mela began with the first Shahi Snan, or holy dip of the Akhadas at Prayagraj. The largest human congregation in the world, about 130 million pilgrims and tourists are expected to take part in the festival. The belief is that a holy dip at the Sangam, that is a confluence of the rivers Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, will pave the way for salvation.
हम लोग मकर संक्रांति इसलिए मनाते हैं कि हमारे पूरे देश में शांति मिले और सब खुश रहे, इसलिए आते हैं अपने गुरु से और सब साधुओं का मिलन होता है, वही संगम होता है।
ये जो संगम है ये पारंपरिकता से ही पवित्र रखते हैं। इस पवित्र स्नान करने से पुण्य प्राप्ति होता है।
Special and elaborate arrangements have been made with tight security for the festival. Besides seers and saints, foreign tourists are also at Prayagraj for the festival. For the convenience of pilgrims and tourists, the Uttar Pradesh government is laying special emphasis on cleanliness and hygiene. The state government has built toilets, placed dustbins and revamped the drainage system. The administration has set up over 1 lakh toilets.
40,000 से ज़्यादा LED लाइट्स यहाँ पे लगे हैं, 1 लाख से ज़्यादा शौचालय निर्मित किए हैं, 20,000 से ज़्यादा डस्टबिन डिप्लॉय किए हैं, स्वच्छ कुंभ की परिकल्पना की गई थी, 26,000 से ज़्यादा कर्मचारी यहाँ पे तैनात हैं, वो ICT बेस्ड मॉनिटरिंग स्वच्छता की व्यवस्था की हो रही है, 5.5 किलोमीटर घाट विकसित किए हैं, घाटों में सारी व्यवस्थाएं वहाँ भव्य करने के लिए सुरक्षा व्यवस्था की गई है, फायर से लेके जल पुलिस से लेके ट्रैफिक के लिए अत्याधुनिक इक्विपमेंट डिप्लॉय किए गए हैं, इंटीग्रेटेड कमांड एंड कंट्रोल सेंटर विकसित किया गया है, 500 से ज़्यादा कल्चरल प्रोग्राम्स यहाँ हो रहे हैं, 7 से ज़्यादा कल्चरल पंडाल यहाँ बनाए गए हैं, 20,000 से ज़्यादा लोगों को रुकने के लिए रैन बसेरे बनाए गए हैं और ये भी कोशिश है कि जो हमारे करीब 15 से ज़्यादा एग्जीबिशंस हैं, जो विभिन्न सरकारी योजनाएं हैं, विभिन्न हमारे कुंभ के बारे में हमारे इतिहास है, धरोहर है, सांस्कृतिक चीज़ें हैं, उनको हम लोग प्रदर्शित कर रहे हैं एग्जीबिशन बनाने।
For the visitors of the Mela, more than double the number of sanitary staff has also been deployed compared to last time. Along with the building of toilets and arrangements for better waste management, special campaigns are also underway to ensure that the banks of the Ganga remain clean and pollution-free. The Indian Railways has made special arrangements for special trains to handle the rush of pilgrims. 5 special trains have been announced. The festival ends on March 4th. With inputs from Nav Vikram Singh, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's all we have for you in this edition. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.
Thank you.